So, good evening, children. Good evening, one and all. Good evening to the e-learning class, children. So, today we are going to discuss about intermediate secondary economics. Intermediate secondary economics, ninth chapter, environmental economics. Children, this is a ninth chapter, environmental economics. Okay, so this is just a common chapter, children, that already you learned in your schooling life, schooling age also, about environment, the causes for the destruction of environment, then pollution, type of pollution, then how can we preserve this environment, what are the policies. This is a common thing, children. So today our topic, children, it is related to the environmental economics. First, let us discuss what do we mean by environmental economics. What is the definition for this? So, environmental economics is a branch of economics. It is a branch of economics which deals with interrelationship. It deals with its relationship between environment and economic development. Very easy. It deals with the relationship between environment and economic development. That is why it is called as environmental economics. Okay, so it studies a relationship between the environment and how this environment is helpful for economic development. So this relationship studies we can find in environmental economics. Children, as you all know that human beings utilize the environment for the satisfaction of never-ending needs we are using. So in this process of satisfying our never-ending needs, children, we go on exploit the environment. So this environmental economics, it guides us. It guides us, children, to use the resources provided by the nature. To use the resources provided by the nature without affecting human welfare. That means welfare work should go on, development should go on, but with the same, we have to use the resources properly. Okay, so environmental economics, it studies the causes and effects of over exploitation of environment. It studies about the causes and effects of the over exploitation, children, of environment. Now from that time we are discussing environment. What is environment? Environment means surroundings. Everything that surround us is called as environment. Maybe it is in the form of physical form, maybe it is in the form of organic form. So of all the physical and organic factors, the combination of all the physical and organic factors that act upon the living being, okay, called as environment. So now 2 mark question is, the definition is ready with you. What is the environment? Environment means surroundings. So it is a combination of all physical factors. It's a combination of all organic factors that acts on the on the living being, ecological society. So now children, what is the importance of environment in economic development? Children, as you all know that all the resources that we get from the environment are limited one, and most of the resources are exhaustible in nature. Okay, exhaustible means once these resources are finished, are what do you call exploit, again we will not get these resources in a years. To get these resources we have to wait for hundreds of years, children, by the nature. So now what happened, children? This environmental, the pressure on environmental resource in India can have many severe consequences. This pressure on environmental resources can have the consequences on self-sufficiency, consequences of income distribution, and consequences of future growth. And the main we can find that as we go on exploit the resources, its consequences, its bad effect we can find, children, on the poorest section of society. They have to bear it. For example, in some of the states like Odisha, in some of the states like Bihar, states like Madhya Pradesh, Goa, these 4 states, children, they had taken some what we call projects which would benefit only to the powerful sections of society, but not for the poorest society. And with that we find ever increased population in the country. That is also showing, children, its bad effect on the availability of resources. Bad effect on the availability of resources. So just imagine, children, These environment, it provides us all the raw material, children. It provides us all the raw material, proper climatic condition for economic activities. Not only this one, children, this is an environment that absorbs waste. All those waste that are discharged by the industries, by the human beings, by one of the other activities. But now the present situation is like that. Now this environment is not at all absorbing that waste. It is absorbing waste and then it recycle and it produce it to the nature. But now the waste are too much waste are dumped in the environment, children. Now it is unable to digest children. It is not absorbing, children. So absorbing capacity is declined. So what we have to do, children, countries should minimize, almost all the countries of the world, they should minimize this exploitation of environment, children, in one or the other way. Otherwise, when the day will come, then we will not get anything, children, from the nature. As you all know that developed countries of the world, how fastly they are completely fully industrialized, how they are exploiting the resources, nature. Whereas developing countries also in the same race, they are also, for the purpose of development, they are also going on exploiting, providing the needs to fulfill the needs of the people. They are also going on exploiting. But in the future, when the day will come when we won't get anything from the nature, so we have to save it, children. So no country can achieve, children, economic development without proper environment. If there is an economic development, then where is environment? As you learned in many what you can say, that many short films or WhatsApp messages we got it, short videos we got it, that once the day will come that human beings are completely developed, but there is no fresh air to breathe. Everyone, we have to carry our own oxygen cylinders. What is the need of such development, children, where even we are not getting proper air for breathing? So now only the time is there that we have to save this environment, children, from overall exploitation. Environment is very important for us. Imagine it, if the soil stops giving us food, if soil turns barren because of excessive use of fertilizers, then from where we are going to get our food? If completely water gets destroyed, water gets polluted, from what is that we are going to drink, and how can we satisfy our thirst? Like that, there are many questions are there, children. So overall, we can say that it is a duty of all the countries of the world to save this environment, not only for the present but also for the future generations. Okay, so this is the importance of environment. Okay, now after the importance of environment, children, we have to learn the topic ecosystem. What is ecosystem? So children, what is an ecosystem? An ecosystem is a combination of all natural and the physical environment. Okay, natural environment and the physical environment. Okay, in a geographical area. What is an ecosystem, children? It is 2 marks definition, children. An ecosystem is a combination of natural and physical environment in a given geographical area. So this ecosystem, we can say that it is with the interaction with plants, trees, animals, birds, fishes, etc. So ecosystem are of two types, that is aquatic ecosystem and terrestrial ecosystem. What is aquatic ecosystem? This ecosystem, it interact with water, aquatic life. This ecosystem, it interact with land, like forest, plants, trees, everything comes under this one. Whereas in this aquatic, all the aquatic animals, aquatic life comes under the aquatic ecosystem. That's why it is called as, children, there's a combination of natural and physical environment in a given geographical area. So this is a very short topic. After learning the ecosystem, what is there, children? We have pollution. So let us discuss what is a pollution. What is meant by pollution? As you all know, it is a very common topic, children. Pollution is nothing but the undesirable changes in the atmosphere. Undesirable changes in the atmosphere that adversely affect the activities of all the living organism. Okay, pollution, undesirable changes in the atmosphere, children. Okay, all those changes that affect, children, the activity of living organism comes under the pollution. We can find, children, about this the pollutants. Pollutants. In this one, we can find that pollution is caused by the pollutants. Pollution is caused by the pollutants which are mostly mixed up with the air, water and others. It damages the environment. So pollution are of three types: air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution. As I told you children, this is just a common topic for you as a intermediate second year. So pollution are of three types: air pollution, water pollution and noise pollution. What is air pollution? Air pollution is nothing but children. Here we can find air pollution is nothing but it is a mixture of solid particles and gases in the air. Air pollution is nothing but mixture of solid particles and gases in the air. The sources of air pollution is agricultural activities. I hope you agree with this. Most of you are engaged in the agricultural activities. You know very well at the time of the season, agricultural season, people they sprinkle the fertilizers and pesticides, children. They sprinkle the pesticides and fertilizers. Did you observe any time that these fertilizers and pesticides, when it's sprinkled, when it get mixed with the air get polluted, and if we inhale that type of air, it damage our lungs. Almost all agricultural practices, it creates problem to the people. That is one of the reason for the air pollution. Second one is combustion. Combustion means what, children? Burning. You find that people, they burn, children, sometimes they burn all the what you call scraps, they burn the what you call polythene bags, plastics, they burn some what you call all the waste, children. When they burn all these things, do you feel that it is good for our health when we inhale this type of things? No. So we find that this combustion also creates the air pollution. Just imagine you burn plastics bags in an open environment, in open area. Will you find that people will feel happy? People will not disturb you in doing this type of activities? Everyone, we are concerned about our health and our life. So we know that when we burn the plastics, the polythene bags, it releases a poison in the atmosphere, and when it gets mixed with the air and if we inhale, it creates a problem to our heart and lungs. So combustion also, children, is one of the reason for the air pollution. Third one is manufacturing process. You all know that one of the other manufacturing process, we find that from every time from the chimneys, the what you call the smoke comes out and it get mixed with the air. That is also not good for the health. Nuclear energy programs. Nuclear energy programs means, you know that our what you call nuclear scientists, those who manufacture the bombs, atom bombs, nuclear bombs, they test these bombs. You find it, they won't test in the open what you call in the residential areas. They test either in the desert or the underwater, because they know very well then when the blast takes place in that nuclear bomb, children, nuclear area, that area, it completely mixed with that completely the black color clouds we can find. Black color smoke is spread over the areas, and it also creates, children, we can find that the air pollution. So if suppose this type of nuclear activities occur in the open places and that smoke get mixed it with the air that we inhale, it creates, children, problem to the what do you call our health. So this is called as, children, air pollution. Okay, as already in 10th class you learned the 1984 Bhopal gas tragedy. People, they inhale the poisonous gas. Recently in Vishakhapatnam also you heard there was a what do you call an accident. By accident the gas was leaked by LG polymers, and then what happened, children? The many people, they inhaled and many of them they died. What is all these one, children? These are all nothing but the air pollution that takes even the life of the human beings. So what are these are the sources of air pollution. What are the effects of air pollution, children? Can you say this one? What are the effects of air pollution? So air pollution, children, we can find it affects us in number of ways. What are the number of ways, children, it affects us, children? We find that this air pollution, children, yes, this air pollution, children, it when from that time onwards I'm telling you that it creates problem to our lungs. So this air pollution, it creates problem to our lungs. We may suffer with the lung cancers, we may suffer from the one heart diseases also, children. So in this one we can find that this air pollution, it affects our respiratory system. Not only the respiratory system of a human being, but it affects the respiratory system of birds, animals. People that turned as a patient of TB, tuberculosis, people that turned as a patient of asthma also. That means all respiratory tract children, we can find it get disturbed because of this air pollution. And if this air pollution, it also affects children food items, vegetables and the fruits. Not only this one children, we can find because of air pollution, acid rain, chances of acid rains also will be there. That is very dangerous to us. And you heard also because of the air pollution in Delhi, even the monuments like Taj Mahal is also getting spoiled. Again, they are polishing the Taj Mahal. What does it show? That too much heavy air pollution is there in that Delhi also. Because of that, the people are getting affected. So it harmful for the monuments also, for the buildings also. So these are all we can say, the children, the effects created by this air pollution. Okay, so this is about the air pollution, children. So after the air pollution, what is the next topic, children, for us? The next topic for us is water pollution. The next topic for us is water pollution. So what is water pollution? Okay, what is water pollution? What is water pollution? So water pollution, children, water pollution is nothing but, children, here we find that the process of altering the properties of water. Water pollution is nothing but the process of altering means changes, altering, the process of altering the properties of water, altering the properties of water. So air pollution, it means that process of altering the process of water, water which makes it useless, which makes it useless. So how we find that water is getting useless? What are the sources, children, of this water pollution? So you know everything. The water gets spoiled because of sewage. That all the drainages that join the children, rivers and lakes, sewage. Then not only sewage, children, we can find water get spoiled because of chemicals that are released from the factories, chemicals that join from the factories that release and join the water, children. Then radioactive waste, okay. Not only this one, children, we can find that water get damaged because of plastic pollution. Because of plastic also the water is getting damaged. These are the sources of damaging the water, and because of this, what we find, it is very difficult for us to drink that type of water. So water, children, so the process of altering the process of water, altering means changes the properties of water, is called as, children, water pollution. This water pollution is caused by sewages of by the industries, by the chemicals that are joined from the very different factories, radioactive waste, children, plastics. Okay, so what are the effects? What are the effects, children, of this water pollution? Can you say what are the effects when we drink this type of water? What happened to us? Directly, children, it affects our liver. We get the patient of jaundice, we get the patient of typhoid, we get the patient of cholera, we get the patients of different diseases, children, that are waterborne diseases, children. And sometimes we can find that when if we go on drinking this type of water, we find that we may lose our life also. So water pollution is very dangerous. If it spread like this, children, we can find very difficult to drink a pure water, and in this case, children, very difficult, children, to survive for a long time. Okay, we may get the patient for one or the other. Okay, now last type of pollution. What is the last type of pollution, children? The last pollution with us is noise pollution. So what is noise pollution? So it is refers to the physiological and psychological harm. It refers to the physiological and psychological harm. It refers to the physiological and psychological harm created by sound. Okay, that is called as noise pollution. What are the sources of noise pollution? You know very well. The sources of noise pollution are traffic. The sources of noise pollution, children, are transport. The sources of noise pollution, children, are what we call drums. At the time of marriages and others, the people, they beat the drums. Children, drums. The sources of noise pollution, children, industries. Industries, that siren, children, they release that siren, children. Industries, the sources of noise pollution, children, crackers. So all this one, children, we can say as the reason for the noise pollution. Then how it is going to affect us, I think no need to tell you, you know very well. I said it is physiological and psychological. Sometime what happen, if unwanted sounds comes to it, we get irritation will start. Not only this one, children, if we hear the sound above that level, so what happen, our eardrums may break, children. We may become the permanent deaf. Okay, we may become the permanent deaf. So it may sometime it creates some neurological problems, unable to bear this, and sometime it becomes neurological problem. Suppose if any heart patient is there and the heart patient listens a high noise, definitely he'll get the heart attacks, children, heart stroke, children, unable to bear, children, all these sounds. So these are all we can say as the consequences of noise pollution. So I hope now it is clear to all of you about the topic of pollution, very common topic that we discussed. So hope this class is clear. Next class is very important class for you, that is sustainable development, a very important topic from the examination point of view. So till then it's time to take leave. You know your work, read the lesson, go through the material. Thank you one and all. Thank you, children.